Well, Rafa, I heard you had a little bit of an adventure getting here on the car ride here, man. What happened? Were you a little worried out there?
No, we didn't hit the desert yet. We was like kind of before we hit, the desert. And I got a call from MMA Junkie. We do some live interview. And as I was on the left lane and like on the 80s and on the cruiser. And then when I got the call, I put on the middle lane, and then I reduced the speed for 70s, and then when I hit something, if I didn't get a call, I wouldn't hit anything. But it was good. I kept doing the interview. I felt my car like losing the balance a little bit. When I look on the mirror, man, my tire like just blew up. And then we stopped. I finished the interview, but we had a dealership 7 miles away, and we managed to change the tire and we make to the dealership. It took like us 3 hours to get everything done, but on the end of the day, everything happened.
Did you change the tire yourself?
No, me and my friends, he figured out how to drop the tire, because the tow truck will take like 1 hour, and we go, hey, I'm not gonna stay here 1 hour. Let's change that thing. And my friend Giovanni, he was able to get the tire down. It's kind of sketchy to, we look at the manual and we got it done.
Very nice, very nice. Well, now you got a fight ahead of you, man. I know you don't want to spend too much time thinking about the past, but I did want to ask you, June, when you look back, what went wrong? What happened that night?
Yeah, man, I watched the fight for the first time a couple weeks ago, and 20 seconds after the fight, my ear was already bleeding, and I got a big gash on that 2 weeks before the fight. I got the same, like a smaller gash with Robbie on Robbie's fight, but was more a striking fight. We trade a lot of punches and we didn't engage that much. With Kobe, and on 20 seconds of the first round, my ear was already split, maybe 3 times the size of Robbie's fight, and he was trying to engage me, wrestle me all the time. And that game I was trying to get away with that, maybe making him strike with me, but he just won't engage, and that frustrated me a little bit. I was kind of worried about my ear fell off or something, I had a big gash, but just wasn't my night, something, maybe because of the ear gash on the training too, I kind of slowed down too early. Maybe I did it too much on the fight week. I remember training wise, I hit some rounds of me too hard, too excited, and I could manage that too. But on the end of the day, it's just, when it's not your night, it's not your night. And I know I have what it takes to get back in there and prove I have, skills enough to fight for the title again.
I know you don't want to make excuses, but I do want to ask you, consciously during that fight, because we saw the surgery you had afterwards, it was bad.
Yeah.
Were you actually thinking, like, during the fight, like, oh my God, my ear might fall off my head right now?
The whole time. Even on the training camp, every time after training, since Robbie's fight, I've been open that ear every single week. Every week I have some blood come out of my ear. And leading up to the fight, 2 weeks I had to stop to get 3 stitches. But when the fight happened, first 20 seconds, the thing was bleeding already. And I shook my head and I felt my ear I knew something was wrong. And when I tried to take him down, I took him down, I ended up on top. I think I took him down twice, but I was so afraid to take a shot, and my ear got stuck in there and got even worse, and I had to stop fighting because of it. Yeah, man, was really bad, And then I got the surgery done, and thank you, God's 100% right now.
Good, so hearing's good, probably won't rip open again, everything's good now?
No, all good, man, all good.
Very cool. All right, well, let's talk about what has the focus been like between then and now. You've got the ear repaired. I got to think that's fantastic to not have to worry about that. But what's the focus been like as far as improving your game?
Yeah, man. We just had a baby, 2 months old. It's a lot of work. I was surprised how much I was able to push on training. I got really good results on training. I was able to push so hard, even like not getting as much as sleep that I want. But it's a whole new thing. It come to bless. It's a blessing from God. Always, childs are good, and having a baby and just an extra motivation, to wake up and see that baby, know that you have to work hard to provide for them. And I'm just motivated, man. I got a lot of rounds for this fight too. I got over 45 rounds of sparring for this fight, sparring twice a week. Time is good, everything's sharp. Can't wait for Friday night.
I saw you getting very involved in the Brazilian political scene with the presidential election and everything. I had no idea that was something that interests you. Is that something maybe one day, when you hang the gloves up, maybe you'll be in politics?
No, I just, it's just my opinion. I think I see things that way, and I just want to express my opinion, and I really like the new Brazilian president, the way that he thinks, the way that he handles things. I agree with him.
Nice. Well, you get this fight here, Kamaru Usman, coming off a loss you are, but this is a big fight, right? Still a top-ranked contender. So when this fight came together, what were your thoughts? Did you welcome this matchup?
Yeah, looking to the rankings, it's kind of mess up a little bit, the division. We just had that until the loss, and now he's not fighting a welterweight anymore. And I fought Robbie already. It's kind of too mess up, And the only guy that I saw that could put me back on the title picture would be Kamaru Usman. And a lot of people ask me, hey man, boy, we're coming off a loss from a wrestler, we're gonna fight another wrestler, tough guy, and should you take a easier? I never took an easy fight. You look at my career since day one in UFC. I never choose opponents, and I think that he's the guy to put me back on the title picture. And I know he's a tough guy, but I know I have what it takes to bring that victory home.
You're right. What people say is this is kind of a similar opponent that you just faced and you just lost to. Do you see differences? I mean, is that too simple to say you just lost to a wrestler, now you're facing a wrestler? Is that too simple?
No, I know I wasn't at my best with Kobe. I wasn't at my best at all, and now I am at my best. I feel good. I close all that gaps that was open before, and I wanna prove people wrong. I love that. I love beat the odds. I love when people think I'm gonna lose, and I go there and prove everybody's wrong, and that's what motivates me.
So a lot of people are looking at this for Kamaru and they're saying, man, if you win, you got to be next for the title. Do you feel the same way, that maybe this could be a #1 contender shot for you too?
Yeah, I think so, man. Focus 100% on Friday now on Kamaru, but I think will be a huge step back towards the title, I believe. And, like I said, he's the guy that could put me back on the title picture. I don't see any other names in there. We'll see. And I'm excited for Friday, and can't wait to get it done.
Well, it sounds like you got a lot of respect for him, but you've been training very hard. So when you see this one play out, what do you expect? I mean, can you go in there and get something done and dominate, or do you got to be ready for 5 rounds? What are we going to see?
I'm ready for all situations. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of rounds of sparring. I was sparring like 5 rounds with 5 different guys. Some days after training, 5 like high-level fighters, and getting beat up, but like trying to get the conditioning rounds, like pushing through until the last second. And at the age of 34, I'm performing really well, and I have 38 fights, but I still feel fresh. I don't get hit much on training. I don't get hit much on fighting. My brain is still 100%, and I have a lot on me. And I know his stuff, but I think the only thing will play out on my advantage. He think I'm an easy money, I'm an easy fight. That's when the thing goes bad.